Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Spiritual Unity Radio Network, a station dedicated to the concept that all manifestations of the divine are equally valid. Join Reverend Terry Power HP, Robin McKean, and all the hosts for programming covering a wide range of spiritual topics, right here on Blog Talk Radio.
Who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here? Is there a purpose? Join Hercules Invictus and crew as they seek answers to these and other timeless questions and serve Mount Olympus by safeguarding the path of mystic ascension. Welcome to the Pride of Olympus.
Greetings and welcome back to Pride of Olympus. I am Hercules Invictus, and I am greatly honored to introduce Michael and Dianne Dunkin with Gabriel's Worldwide Religion of Love, and they have an important message to bring us from the Universal Father. Greetings and welcome.
Greetings, Hercules. It's wonderful to be with you again.
Yes, we're so
Same here.
Thank you.
So, what is this exciting message that you have to share? I'm looking forward to it all day.
Well, thank you again for allowing us to have this show on your station, Hercules, and what a wonderful and blessed ministry that you do for all the people on earth and all the people that are, tuning in to what God has to say, especially at this very important, hopeful, positive time in Earth history. We want to emphasize the word hope, and we want to emphasize the word positive. And then there's a third word that's very, very important for this time, and we'll get into the local Universal Father's message, and of course the Universal Father is involved because this is to become a beacon of light eventually, according to the Universal Father's will. But getting into the message of the local universe, the other word is opportunity. Yes. That this is an opportunity for us to stop, to slow down, to be jarred out of our normal routines. As I see, a lot of Starbucks are closed, so people have to go to different Starbucks, and different places and do different things and think about different things. And of course, there's some feel like it's a specter that's looming, and some feel like God is talking to us, and some think, it's just a bunch of hogwash. So people are really thinking and reflecting about what's happening. But the messages that we're getting from the celestials is that this is a time of opportunity for us to really think about what our life has been like, to think about what we have been doing, how we've been acting, how we've been treating others, but also a time for us to open our hearts and our minds to thinking about God.
Yes. Yes.
That is very profound, and it has changed and disrupted our daily routines that we've lost ourselves in, and a lot of people are starting to have a difficult time handling the fact that they don't have to run around and be busy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We are coming to the conclusion that rather than being fearful or being afraid of all of these changes, that they really have an underlying point of opportunity. When I had this vision on March the 5th of the Father, I was just going about my normal work. I was rushing around the house. I was trying to get ready to pick up my child. I'd just been with Michael to do all the morning chores. I was exhausted, but I put them away, the groceries. I said, I'll take care of everything with Alex. I'll go to the school and I'll run down there and get him. Don't you worry, Michael, because Michael had to go to work very soon. And I ran upstairs to get ready, and all of a sudden there was an explosion of light above my head. An explosion. And I've mentioned this to you, Hercules, already because we've talked about it. But there was also noise. But it was not noise of music or anything that was relaxing. It was churning. It was like machinery type of thing. It was very disorienting. And the light was just blazing. It was a blazing light above my head in like the shape of a lampshade. As I had mentioned to you, if you had a lampshade over your head, just blazing with lights, different lights going off here and there with geometric, it looked like designs made of lights around the lampshade.
Wow.
And then
I saw the drawing that you made of it. It was wonderful.
What's that?
I saw the drawing that you had made, and yes, it captured that whole feeling.
Well, that was the feeling I wanted to give, that it was just really totally overwhelming. And I was not afraid in my heart, but I knew I could not live like that, and I wondered what on earth was going on. Now, actually, the drawing shows the circle of light going around my head, but it was actually above my head. It was above my head, just as if you put a lampshade above your head. And the bars, or chandelier. I told Michael at first, I thought it was like a blazing chandelier. I've used many words to try and describe it, and I've had a difficult time, but the bars of light came down from the structure, we'll say, that was above my head, and they were each bar was about 2 inches wide of white light, pure white light, and they were separated, each bar from another, about 3 inches maybe, something like that, all the way around me and going all the way down, the way down.
So as long as from your head to
Wow.
Well, actually, they may have. I really wasn't completely aware of any bars around my legs or feet, but I was aware of them going down through my whole body to my, we'll say, knees, or at that point. But the thing about this was, I really wasn't afraid. In my heart, I wasn't afraid. You know, the Melchizedeks in a meeting I had told you about too, Hercules, told us not to fear. Do not be afraid, and do not fear of what happens. And I really wasn't. But I was very concerned because I knew I couldn't live like that, and I was not sure how I could get out of it, to be honest with you. So there was noise, but it was not noise that is recognizable. It was almost like machine type of of noise, and so I can't describe it. I really can't. But then all of a sudden, in front of me, I saw the Father, and he was standing there, full length and full size, and he had a white robe on the floor, and he was only about 3-4 feet away from me. The wall was only about 3 or 4 feet away from me, and he was right in front of the wall, but I could no longer see the wall or anything of the room except a little tiny bit of the wall to the right of me. And that was all. I was upstairs. At this point, I realized Michael was down there, and I should have been at the school. And I called down. I had the presence of mind to call down the stairs. I couldn't leave. I couldn't move, of course. I called down to Michael that I couldn't go pick up Alex, and that he would have to. And I told him, I'm dizzy. I can't go. Now, I really wasn't dizzy. I was in perfect presence of mind. But I also knew that I was done for, probably because I knew I couldn't, live with that going on, And I thought maybe I had an aneurysm or heart attack or something, and I really did. I thought my brain had exploded or something, but I still felt calm, and I couldn't understand that. So the Father was there, and the first thing I asked him, and I knew it was him, but I still said, "Is it really you, Father? Are you really there?" And he answered. He spoke to me. He spoke just like he did in the first time that I had an encounter in 2013. And that's been 6 years ago, Hercules. I never thought I'd ever have an encounter like this again in my life until after I died. I honestly didn't. I didn't think this could ever possibly happen again. But it did. Yes, he has been at team meetings and things like that, but those are very impersonal. It's hard for me to explain to people the difference. But an encounter is just like being with another person and talking back and forth. So there he was, and he said, "Yes, I am here." And then I knew that, I wasn't sure if anything had really happened to my own body or mind, but I knew everything, that this was different. This wasn't just a medical thing or a physical thing. And then I asked him, though, because I was getting concerned, I said, "Can you help me? Can you help me?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "I can help you." And he reached forth with his right hand and touched me on the forehead with some light and on my shoulder, on my right side. After that, I knew he had helped me. I could tell. And I turned around and I went down the stairs and went straight to the bed and laid down. And the lights faded. They were completely gone just within a couple minutes after I laid down. And, of course, Michael and Alex came home. And I didn't tell them right away what had happened. But what I wanted to tell everyone, this was March 5th. This was the moment that I felt the message from God was stop. Because I was stopped. I was completely stopped. I moved a finger or something like that, but I couldn't go an inch. I was stopped. And
but your life has slowed down.
Oh yeah.
And you have stopped in your life.
Oh, exactly. They told me to stop, slow down, and think about how I wanted my life to be. And that is the opportunity that we are talking about. This is an anguishing time in a way, and I have gone through suffering too for some of my friends and family, but it is an opportunity. They say they want me to put out the message, and this is the message from God. And the words that he used and spoke were, everyone will hear my word. Everyone will hear my word. And it was because of the action that he took with me. Everyone in this whole world, they know something has happened that is certainly super. This is a supernova. This is an explosion of
much bigger
most
than
certainly so. Yes. I never thought I'd see a time like this.
Yes, but his words to everyone, and the words that he spoke were, "Everyone will hear my word." Because I ask him. I say, I have a hard time trying to get through to people. They don't seem ready to hear me or to want to.
The Father.
And
You're speaking about the Father.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Father told me, he says, "Don't worry. Everyone will hear my word." And it's by these actions that he has done. Everyone, even in Australia, our movie stars, Tom Hanks and his wife, everyone is being told, being affected, know about it. And so this is the message, the opportunity to finally stop, slow down, and think about what kind of a life do I really want. Now, we are given 2 more years to really, really think about this and try and put out of our life the things we don't really want in our life and try and live the life that we want to live. The real second phase of the great worldwide religion of love of Gabriel and Mother Venus really begins March the 20th, 2022. This period, the phase 1, is this kind of a phase for us to stop the treadmill of what we're doing and really figure out what is it in our life. Now, I asked Michael tonight, because of the way that the Father had given this message to me, to tell people a little bit about what the Urantia Book says in the ascension career as we go up. This earth is almost our beginning. We really need to get a good start so that when we end our life, whenever that is, that we are ready to begin this ascension career. And God has given us a gift. This slowdown, as sad and as, heartbreaking it is for some, is an opportunity, though, for everyone. Because everyone now has an opportunity to begin again. Think about, what am I doing in my life? Is this really what I want? Is this really where I want to be? And how can I get on the ladder to the real ascension career and be with the Lord, and actually be with the Lord in a way that is spiritual and heavenly.
Greetings and welcome back to Pride of Olympus. We're on with Michael and Dianne Dunkin of the Sixth Revelation of the Magisterial Mission of Maitreya, and now Gabriel's Worldwide Religion of Love. Greetings and welcome back.
Oh, greetings, Hercules. Boy, I think we just got stopped.
Yes, we did. Technology is an amazing thing, but when it acts up, it acts up. And today, it started acting up.
Oh, has it been acting up a little earlier for you today, or just now, you mean?
Yes, it acted up during Nick's show in the beginning also. And I was able to fix that without anything getting interrupted. But in our discussion, it got interrupted. So there seem to be sometimes currents in the world that don't want certain information getting out, so they make it difficult. And fortunately, we all never give up, so we'll just keep going.
That's right. That's right. The forces of good will always prevail.
I believe that very much as well. So Dianne was sharing with us her experience, the message that came from her experience, and also her understanding of this message and its applications. So I guess we'll just return back to there.
Okay, that sounds great, Hercules. And did you, I hope the listeners caught that last sentence that Dianne said right before the cutoff. It was...
Yes. the Father said that everyone will hear my word. Everyone. And this is the thing. We were told that during this transition period, this first phase of the worldwide religion of love, that the Father and also many of the celestials, including Gabriel and Mother Venus, will enter the hearts of every person, every single person on our whole planet, 7 billion people, enter their hearts and try and give them a message, a personal message. And this is what is really important about this stoppage and this slowdown, that people will now have maybe a moment to relax and let the Father and the Mother come in and give them these messages and show them they can have a different life and how to do that and how to have that different life. The other thing, Hercules, I wanted to mention about this is this appeared to me at first as if it was first I told Michael it was like a jail cell because it had bars going around me all the way around. But then Michael said, well, I'm sure it wasn't like a jail. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, maybe you could call it a chamber of light. It was a chamber. And, then when I talked to my celestials about it, they said, well, what it really was a way for the Father to bring you to where he was and bring you to the level where he was, which was not physical. So this is what they told me afterward. I thought I was in a jail, but instead I think it was more like an elevator, Hercules. Yeah, it was Star Trek all the way.
Yes, and we've been making inroads in the Star Trek universe, which is fictive, but the Celestials are behind that as well. So, but that's a conversation for another way. That is amazing. And are people going to hear actual words, or will this come to them in dreams, visions, synchronicities, and other forms? Do you know?
Just a second. Hold on. They will talk to them in their heart. They will hear the words in their mind. They will. They talk to me in my mind, and they will talk to the people in their mind and give them ideas about how to begin a new way of living more in line with the Father's will. And the Father said, everyone will hear my words. Everyone will hear my word. Actually, he said word. He didn't say words. But I'm sure that's what he meant, or, it sounded like it. Everyone will hear my word. Now, whether it will be Venus or whether it will be, Gabriel or who, but I'm getting that the Father also will speak to every single person of the 7 billion himself. I mean, that's what I got at the beginning. I also know that the Melchizedeks and Mother Venus and Gabriel said they would also enter the hearts of every person and speak to them too. But I'm told with this last vision, and it wasn't a vision, I was fully awake at all times, that he said everyone will hear my word. I take that to mean that they will. I mean, his words are not lightly given.
No,
so I'm going to say that I believe that everyone will hear his word as I do. Maybe through their mind, but they will hear it. So yes, the answer to your question is I believe that yes, that's true. Now again, though, we have been told that the other celestials, there are some specifically that are going to try and give help during this 2 years, suggestions. But the Father in this last time said, everyone will hear my word. And so I'm going to take it as his word.
Well, you should.
Yes, you should. I mean, if you trust anyone, you trust in the Lord, I guess.
That is correct.
And so those were the words that he gave me. because I was kind of pleading. I was saying, what do I do? People will not listen to me or do not want to believe me. And I said, what do we do, And he says, everyone will hear my word. Those were the exact words that he said and gave to me. So I would assume
So it'll be up to humanity then whether to heed the words they hear in their heart or in their head.
Yes.
And we're certainly doing all we can to spread the message through various mediums. I got your email the other day, and I got your picture, and I know you've sent it to many other people, and you've been talking about it on the podcast. You've been taking the podcast and putting them up on YouTube.
Yes.
So you're certainly doing more than your part to get this information out to people where they can access it, be prepared for it, and understand it when it happens to them.
There's one more thing I want the people to know, and I believe this thoroughly, so I want them to know. I was told also, and I was almost afraid to say this to you, but Hercules, I know that you trust me and what I say. I know you have, and I am trustable in this. I am telling you what I believe and what they've told me. They told me that they actually took me to heaven.
Wow.
Where he was. I really have been afraid to, and I haven't said that to anybody. But this is the truth, that what they told me. They took you to heaven. Now, not my body, because I could actually, I was in my body, but my consciousness, they took me to heaven, to where he was. Because, you see, they didn't, at first I thought they brought him to me. I went to him, brought them to me. It gets confusing, I know. But
yes, it does.
But after a while, this is what they truly told me. They said, that this chamber of light was instrumental and needed to take me to heaven. That it was needed, this fiery elevator or whatever you want to call it, was needed to take me to heaven, to be where he was. Now, I'm not telling anyone that you have to have that to go to heaven, maybe in other ways or other places, or, I know there's lots of heavens, they say, but
yes,
this is what
yes,
they told
there are
me,
many.
that this is why they had to put me in this, I called it a jail, but it's not. It was a chandelier of light, a chamber of light, and they said it was needed to take me to heaven where he was. So, but the thing I wanted to tell people about that is,
yes, some beings they're more resonant with their heavens, and they don't come here. They bring us there.
Yes, but I did want to mention to people that if they are ever worried about actually dying, I know a lot of people have been fearful during this time of this coronavirus, and I do want to tell them that you can be out of your body in a second, and it is a perfect feeling, and not to be afraid. Not to be afraid, because even in the first encounter, I was out of my body, and I could see, I could hear, I could speak, I could talk to the angels, and I was not afraid in the least, and I was not this time. I was not afraid. You do not have to fear. Now, I hope that that is the way it would be for everyone, but maybe this will give some hope to those that might have a fear of death. You need not. You can still hear, see, speak, do everything, even feel. So that is the other message I wanted to give.
Thank you. That is a reassuring message to many people. I know that I was not allowed the luxury of not knowing about spirits, because like you, I've been communicating with spirits since as far back as I can remember. So communicating with folks who have passed on that I knew, that I didn't know, and beings that are not human in the sense that we are. They're always talking to us. We're never really alone. We're always looked after. We're always looked over. And we live in a much more marvelous world than most people think.
Yes, and the Urantia Book tells us, Hercules, as you know, and other, of course, religious, spiritual traditions, especially the Olympian pantheon, that the gods, the celestials, the angels, whatever you want to call them, they're the ones that pretty much made everything that we're existing in here and keep it running, and they have direct involvement, indirect involvement. We know that, and it's a wonderful thing, because the Urantia Book gives us so much hope and comfort, saying that it's a friendly universe. It's a friendly universe. It's run, it's created, it's run, it's upheld, it's overseen by beneficent celestials. Some have tried to demonize celestials throughout the ages, but we're told that they're all of them, helping, beneficent. They're all doing the Father's will, in different ways. So that's a great hope, especially for this time, because if it is a friendly universe, and if there are things happening on this earth that are perceived to be bad, well, it's maybe maybe we could shift our perspective a little bit to, well, it is the cosmos, the friendly cosmos, and the celestials working in some way, because as we know, it's always a progression, upward and inward, always. I mean, we do step back, and I think, in some ways humanity has stepped back a little bit. We're thinking, and they're telling us, especially within the last 50 years or so, that humanity has taken a little step back morally, ethically, and the technology has kind of outdone us, morally and ethically and spiritually and religiously and such. So this is a time to stop, slow down, take an account of everything, and see if we can better our situation. And like Dianne said, the message was try to imagine the life you want. So they're involved, obviously, at this time, because we feel like there's something greater than us going on with this, with this virus, and people are really valuing their lives. I mean, they're running around with gloves, and they're running around with masks and social distancing and all that. It seems like there's a real value to life going on. Like, people really are valuing their life on this planet. But in this friendly universe, this planet is only one little small, tiny little speck of existence. It's kind of like a beginning point, according to the Urantia Book. So there's a hope, Hercules, and one of the hopes is to be better, is to know that we can be better and to try to be better. Like, we just finished our kind of a demo for our 6th album. It's called God Bless the World. And there's a song on it, it's called Be God's Best. And I just wanted to sing a tiny little bit of Be God's Best.
Sure, that'd be great.
The refrain repeats. It's just a simple refrain, and then it goes into a spoken section. But it kind of encapsulates what I myself personally seem to be feeling and receiving about what this period of time is, this transition period of time is about, before we get to 2020, when 2022, when Gabriel and Mother Venus's worldwide religion kicks in. All right? So this is called Be
Sure.
God's Best. Be God's Best, okay? Be God's best. 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 What does it mean to be God's best? First, we must realize that we are all the children of God. We are the mortal offspring of God the Father in heaven. We are all brothers and sisters who exist on this earth, not for the sake of existence alone. We have very important God-given responsibilities as members of the human family of God. We are here to learn God's ways, to grow in holiness, and to help others be the best they can be. We are also here to love one another, and to love God. Being God's best means pushing aside selfish desires that lead us to harm others in our quest for material gain. In contrast, being God's best means opening our hearts to humanity, to act on opportunities to love, serve, help, and uplift everyone that comes into our lives. But above all, we must love God, who is our Maker, our friend, our guide, and our beneficent upholder. The best thing we can do is to thank God daily for all of our abundant blessings, and in addition to loving God, to love one another and to be God's best. 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 Amen.
Wow, that was impressive. And synchronicities, meaningful coincidences are very important. Guess what book I was reading today?
Be God's Best?
You Are God's Best by T.L. Osborne.
Oh,
a classic on human value. So that was very synchronistic, and we could add that to the many synchronicities I get when I speak with you and Dianne. The universe communicates powerfully through synchronicities, so that was certainly a synchronicity.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, we are God's best, you know? I mean, we're pretty darn good, us humans. I mean, we have a lot of work to do, of course, but we're great, and we've got a spark of divinity within us, and we're all in our own way trying. And you know, that's one very important aspect of Gabriel's worldwide religion of love, Hercules. And this is our radio program that you have so graciously given to us to talk about Gabriel's worldwide religion of love. And that is that this new religion is not necessarily a religion like we think about religion, like a traditional religious establishment. It is a personal religion. See, that's the thing.
Yes.
It's a personal religion. It's a personal way just for each person on earth. A personal path. We have all of these beneficent celestials we've talked about that are in the Olympian pantheon, that are in the Urantia Book, and many, 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 many more, that during this time of transition, in the first phase of Gabriel's worldwide religion of love, they're going to come to us, and they're going to impart to us in whatever way they do. I don't know, maybe inwardly, outwardly. Certainly we're seeing outward symbols of shake up and slow down. But they're going to come to each person and plant a seed of what they can do personally in their own personal religion to, I don't know, love God, to listen to God, to learn how to function in a higher and better way.
And that's a wonderful thing, and I'm greatly honored to be able to provide a platform through which you can share this message with people.
Well, thank you, Hercules, and of course, you've been instrumental in helping us develop everything that we've developed with our celestial friends, and helping us to express it and develop it as we express it. And I just wanted to say that each person. Now, Dianne and I are receiving lots of messages all the time. We're having team meetings. We're trying to translate. We're trying to translate what they're trying to tell us, and what we should be saying, like on radio programs and in our songs and things. We're trying to translate and bring about the message as best we can as humans, with fallibilities, of course. But we're told that each person, not just us, with the new religion and receiving messages and expressing them, but every person will have a role to play. Every person will be receiving messages. Every person will be talking to God in some way. Everyone will hear His word. Everyone will hear His word. And that, I just wanted to take a little time here just for a second to kind of talk about the structure of things here just a little bit. So Gabriel's worldwide religion of love is Gabriel. We know him in past as Archangel Gabriel. We know him as Hephaestus in the Greek, bright and morning star in the Urantia Book. We know him as being instrumental in expressing the Quran to Muhammad, announcing to Mary the birth of Jesus, talking to Joan of Arc, and doing so many things. Sanat Kumara in Neo-Theosophy. He is the one driving the engine for the new worldwide religion of love. Mother Venus is his consort. Gabriel is imparting messages of divine truth to help us. Mother Venus is filling our hearts with divine love, and love in ways we're not sure in what ways yet. She will be also bringing to us a touch of beauty.
Wow.
Heavenly beauty of some sort. So they're the engines that are driving the new worldwide religion. They are under the guidance and the plan of the local universe Father. So when Dianne, when Dianne is talking about the Father, she had an encounter with the Father, she's talking about the local universe Father, who is the sovereign of the local universe, our local universe of 10 million inhabitable planets, of which we're a part. He's the local universe Father, also known in other traditions, Olympian tradition as Zeus. He's known as Yahweh and Shamash. And he is co-sovereign with the local universe mother of Nebadon, who is Hera, and she's also known as, in the Egyptian, as Hathor. So these two have the plan, and Gabriel is the firstborn of the local universe Father and local universe Mother. In the Urantia Book, Hephaestus was the son of Zeus and Hera, and you have Mother Venus. So those two are under the guidance of the local universe Father and local universe Mother. Now there's also in the Urantia Book, and of course in the cosmos, the universal Father. The universal Father is also known as Uranus in the Greek tradition. he has an overall plan for the world, for our world. He wants our world to be eventually a beacon of light, an example for other planets in our solar system and other planets in other solar systems, maybe other local universes. It's an experiment. This planet is an experiment planet, and they want to see if this experiment can work, if they can, work their magic to make this a really bright and beautiful, shining globe. And I think they're going to do it. So, light and life for everyone. So those are the main characters in the new worldwide religion of love of Gabriel and Mother Venus. But also working is Lord Maitreya. We've talked about Lord Maitreya.
Yes, many times.
Yeah, he's doing boots on the ground social programs. So really this pandemic that we're going through right now is Maitreya's deal. This is his work on a real material, tangible, worldly level. This is his part. And he's going to be putting in, for the next 30 years, lots of changes. And, of course, Uriel says don't fear the changes. Don't fear the changes, because everything's going to work out. All right? So there's Maitreya and Melchizedek's, angels, Buddhas, bodhisattvas, all working on our planet at this time to help. So we need not fear. Take this opportunity to really view your life, see what you want as an individual, and see what you want us to be as a collective global society.
Just to share with you, this new platform is meant to facilitate that. We have on Fridays, which is when your new show will be, the first Friday of the month, Living Theosophy. The second Friday of the month will be Unarian Revelations, which is the Unarius Academy of Science. The third Friday of each month is Living Theurgy. The fourth Friday of each month is the Sixth Revelation and all its subsequent steps and developments. And the fifth Friday of each month, not every month has a fifth Friday, but it'll be focusing specifically on ascension.
Oh, wonderful.
And in addition to the Fridays, Nick's shows have been moved to Saturday, and he deals with a lot of the same topics, primarily through the Urantia Book. So that will have a platform there as well, the fifth Revelation, which is what Nick adheres to. And then on Sundays, I will have a show that's, again, dedicated to ascension. And we're going to start very soon having those roundtable discussions. And what we're going to do in the roundtable discussions is people are going to share their understandings of various specific celestials.
Oh, good.
So that we can get a better understanding of what they're doing since antiquity. It'll become clear that they give revelations, they give visions, they start movements, and these all serve the common purpose of ascension, because this is a schoolroom. We are gods in embryo.
Of course.
So that's going to come into focus through this new programming, and we're going to focus also on the people who are active in this world. We're calling it the Age of Heroes. And we have everybody from politicians to religious leaders to social workers to activists, who are trying to make a difference in this world. So this is just the next step. But it's slowly starting to come into focus better and better and better until at one point it'll be very clear, that there is a divine plan, and that this is what the divine plan is. It's been the divine plan since the dawn of time, and it will continue to be the divine plan. So that's what I'm working towards slowly, and I want to thank the both of you for being a phenomenal part of that, because I'm very privileged to be experiencing the birth of a new religious impulse.
Oh,
and a new revelation. So thank you for including me in that.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Of course, Hercules, of course. And so many other people are included, as we mentioned before. There was one celestial that I didn't say that is working very hard right now, and we can on that fifth Friday we can explore a little bit, is Poseidon, also known as Neptune in the Roman, the watery element, the emotional element. He says that during this time, this big, what we call the Great Slowdown, this coronavirus pandemic and switching up gears, this Great Slowdown is a contribution, maybe not contribution, but it's a method by Neptune, by Poseidon, to calm people's emotions, to get people to calm down emotionally. We're like how sometimes when there's a rain, or like if you're watering your garden and all of the ants come up to the surface and they bring all their little egg babies and they go crazy and they're all frantic, It seems like Neptune is kind of getting us to slow down and not be such frantic little ants or such frantic little busy bees, to get us to think of, how we can be better and how our planet can be better. And it is an opportunity. In the Urantia book, just to kind of finish up here about this opportunity idea that is part of the Father's message, Local Universe Father's message, we read about in the Urantia book. And in fact, that is, I would argue, the main theme of the Urantia book, because it is the Earth book. Urantia means Earth.
Earth, yes.
That it's meant for us to read about our ascension career, about our career of kind of starting on this earth and, growing our souls to, unite with the Father eventually in heaven, in paradise. We start on the individual world. We go through a local system, which is about 1,000 worlds, inhabitable worlds. We go through a constellation, which is about 100 local systems. Then we reach the local universe level of functioning and learning. That's about 100 constellations. We reach our minor sector, 100 local universes, major sector, 100 minor sectors, and then we get to a super universe. We have 7 super universes in this particular grand universe that we talk about, and that's 10 major sectors. And as we ascend inward and upward, we ascend through 1 billion worlds of Havona, and then we reach paradise. We reach the Isle of Paradise, where we eventually meet with the Father, the Universal Father, according to the Urantia book, and we rejoice, and we become finaliters when we take a ceremony. And the finaliters, what they do, Hercules, is they are supreme servants of God. They go all throughout the grand universe, possibly master universe, to serve, to help, and to do God's will. And we are on that path. We're on that path.
Yes, all of us, yes.
Yes. Some of us are on there more than others, We don't know.
We're all on there.
But we're all on there. But this is a time for us to really get on there. It's an opportunity for us to get on there and really be firm and really do it, rejoice in working for God and uplifting our brothers and sisters, definitely.
That is incredibly awesome. Let me see how we're doing on time. Okay, we're nearing the end, and I have to play the rest of the song to Pan to thank him for keeping nature vibrant and alive and protected as much as he can. How can people find out more about you and Dianne and the Sixth Revelation and Gabriel's Worldwide Religion of Love? How would they be able to get involved if they care to, or if they want to thank the Celestials or bring more love into our planet?
Oh, thank you for that question, Hercules. Thank you. Because one of the main elements of this whole time is the Father and Mother's 10-year plan. Thank the Father every day. If you want to say God, thank the Father 3 times a day for our precious life. Thank our Mother, local universe Mother, our Heavenly Mother, 3 times a day for all of our blessings. Personally, you can do that. You can also make a temple in your home, a place where you can be quiet, you can listen to God, and you can talk to God. That's what people can do personally. Now, study also. Study is very important. People may have the opportunity now to do a little more studying, if they have the time. Study religion, study, deeper things, and think about God personally. They can do that. As far as the Gabriel's Worldwide Religion of Love, if they like to explore a little bit of that, you can see some of our videos on our YouTube channel that go a little bit more in depth of what they're doing and what's happening during the Worldwide Religion of Love. That's Michael and Dianne, 2 N's, Dunkin, Dunkin. That's our YouTube channel. Michael and Dianne Dunkin, New Worldwide Religion of Love, Maitreya's involvement, Gabriel and Venus, Local Universe Father and Mother, and many other celestials too that have come to visit us and talk about their roles. Okay? And then if you'd like to email us, it's MICHAELDUNKIN, 1, @hotmail.com. And also our albums are on CD Baby. We have 5 albums now, soon to be 6. And many of those songs, thanks, Hercules. Well, you've been an inspiration for a lot of those songs, by the way.
I'm honored.
A lot of those songs have the messages from the Celestials, tributes, praise, for them, outpourings of love for them, a lot of the teachings that they want out in those songs. So YouTube channel, CD Baby, and my artist page is Reverend Michael Dunkin. For that, you can check out, you can download or stream the songs. If you'd like, if anyone would like, just email me and we'll send you free album. We'll send you free artwork too.
Oh, awesome! And very soon your songs will be coming to our new station as well. So thank you to you and Dianne, and I wish you great success with your amazing adventure, and I'm looking forward to its unfoldment.
Well, thank you, Hercules. It's been a real pleasure working with you all these years, and especially now with this wonderful new opportunity and platform that you have, and including our music. We really appreciate that. Just want to tell everybody to be God's best.
There you go. Take good care, Michael and Dianne. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Hercules. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.